Alrighty, how's it going everybody? Jonathan here with Boston Collectors, and it's been a hot minute since we've done a video like this, so let's go ahead and dive right in. In today's Is It Worth the Price, we have C-3PO from the Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary Edition. So the first thing that we see obviously is that price tag, right, at $324. We do have the flex payments here starting at $58.30. There isn't anything telling us to drop this down for whatever reason, but select that and you're good to go. As for the number of payments, the highest go to 5 versus the lowest going to 2, but I'm going to stick with 5 if that were my thing. I'm going to also keep it at the 5th of every month. That's just how I personally like to do it. And the payments start as early as December 5th of this year. Also, don't forget your NRD set for $32.50. Closing that up, now we can go ahead and see the About Me, which really isn't detailing anything extra or giving us a heads up about anything that we might see later on. I mean, yeah, we do have Anakin Skywalker, R2-D2, but we'll talk about teasers in a bit. As for what's in a box, we have the authentic detailed likeness of 3PO from the Return of the Jedi, the mechanical head with LED light up functions that will also have a yellow light, and interestingly enough, battery operated. Okay. I think I expected something different, but I'll bring that up a little bit later. We also have one interchangeable faceplate with the damaged right eye socket, gold chrome plated armor, silver right leg, and skillfully applied weather effects. We also have 26 points of articulation on the body, new highly detailed torso design with real-like wires, die-cast material, and 6 pieces of mechanical interchangeable hands. And those include 1 pair of relaxed hands and 4 gesturing hands. And also, for some reason, what's in the box is the box. But as always, it's the specially designed packaging, and it's an anniversary release, so it's going to have a special design to it. As far as accessories, we have Salacious Crumb, 1 cushion, and Jabba's Palace-themed graphic card, which is included with the specially designed themed figure stand. We'll talk about that in a bit too. But as we slowly get into the product here, I don't really care to look at the photos on Sideshow's website. I think it's a little janky. So we're going to go ahead and swap over to Hot Toys' Facebook page. Now, right away, the paint applications look incredible. I love that sort of patina on the golden armor. I'm also wondering if this is more of a sliding mechanic underneath his bicep there, and there on the forearm as well. I wonder. I've never owned a 3PO, so I'm not 100% certain about that. I also like that Salacious Crumb can pose with the figure if you wanted him to. Now here we have a closer look at the themed base, which is Jabba's Palace. I can't tell if it's a light up feature, and I think this is what I expected to light up 3PO in an interesting, unique way, but that's not the case. Interesting that that's sort of more of a sticker versus vents. Interesting. I'm also curious about what's going on with the crotch holder there. That could be very damaging to the figure over time. I'm wondering if that's what they're going to stick with for 3PO. So here we have R2-D2 standing next to C-3PO. As always, they look good together, companion pieces if you will. I can't say that I would necessarily cancel my Attack of the Clones version of R2-D2, but that's just me. Let me know down below if you're going to keep him, if it matters to you, or if this is more your jam. Another thing to point out is the right leg on 3PO. That silver leg looks really good. Again, the overall paint application on his person is just really nicely done. I do think that the torso is a little bit too long. I don't know if that's an articulated piece anywhere in the chest there, or this midsection is a little too long, at least in my opinion. As we look at the back there, we have all of the details that we could want, all of the nodules and the wires, and it is a prototype though, so maybe the torso will change later on. I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that. We have the yellow eyes there. I'd like to know, I think maybe the batteries will maybe install in the portrait somewhere. Given that this is a faceplate, I'd imagine maybe you could lift the plate off and maybe there's a battery compartment where his mouth is. Maybe the switch is up here. It would be interesting to see. Yeah, we have R2 whipping out all of the bits and bobs there. Wow, they look great together. R2's got so many pieces on him. I'd wonder if this is the same piece. I wonder if he's going to come with Luke's hilt. It will be interesting to see if there's a function there where maybe you could press the hilt in and maybe it'll also eject depending on how you press it down. That would be interesting to see. And here we have the entire figure. On top of that, we also have the box design, which again, that's going to look really good either way. Is that Orbesh on the side though? Looks like Orbesh. Interesting. I wonder why they went with that. I can't really tell though. It's the angle of the photo. Very interesting. But again, to point out the faceplate, which I thought was very interesting as well. I thought that this was a whole portrait swap out. To learn that it's a faceplate, I think that's pretty decent. If push come to shove later on and they release other 3POs with swap out faceplates, this will be something really nice to, if this is your definitive 3PO, that would be something really nice to sort of change on your favorite one. And as we lower the photo down, we have Salacious Crumb on the pillow. I wonder if that's molded though. I feel like it'd be molded to fit him perfectly. And it doesn't look like his hands are articulated, at least up here. We have the gesturing hands, 2 pointing hands, more of the typical C-3PO gestures there. Yeah, that looks great too. I'm wondering if, yeah, it looks like the light's sort of coming out to show that it's disengaged or something's kind of busted. I like it though. Looks really good. Yep, there's the pillow as well here. It's definitely molded by plastic. Better photo there. Then we have Salacious Crumb. Looks like we have the neck articulation. Maybe the legs can articulate. The arms, I don't think they will. Maybe even the tail, but we can't really see that part of him. I wonder if the eyes can move, similar to K2SO, or if he's going to be looking straight on. That would be interesting to know. Yeah, they did a phenomenal job on this part. It would be even cooler if they somehow managed to make it where there's a little bit more depth to make them maybe look something close to Solo Maul, but it kind of looked like it there. But maybe it's the way that the light's hitting it. And here we have the accessory sheet. I think this is everything that you could want with C-3PO from Return of the Jedi. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to complain, you could probably say maybe the slime from Jabba on his chest and his face. It could have been some sort of magnetic pieces or something, but I don't think that was necessary, at least in my opinion. I will say one thing though. I do think the base could have been a little bit better. Maybe the top part could have had a little bit more dimension. I want to say that maybe the base is battery powered, but it's very hard to say. Other than that, I do like the display base overall. I just feel like that sticker, it kind of cheapened it out a little bit, but it's definitely a lot better than what we previously see with the Venator style flooring that we typically receive. So with everything that we get, is $324 a decent price? Well, before we actually dive into that, let's go ahead and check out the version from Attack of the Clones. Now this version's got quite a bit going on. We have a lot of grit and grime and texture, and the paint application, the rust is just, he's pretty beat up, right? And this may not be everybody's jam. As we just cycle through the photos here, I think he looks great. Even though he's not on my list of pickups, I think he looks pretty decent. But for the asking price of $330, and he's expected to ship this year versus $324, a little bit cheaper, and shipping supposedly next year, that's kind of tough, right? So with the cleaner version of 3PO here, you have Salacious Crumb, you also have the extra faceplate, and you have a better display base than what we typically receive, right? I really hate going through Sideshow's photos. But when we look here at C-3PO from the Attack of the Clones, we get the gun, we get the battle droid portrait, the typical sand base, and we get 2 more gestures outside of what we have with the Return of the Jedi. And again, not to mention, he's shipping this year. This is a tough one to say if it's worth it or not, because I feel like this is genuinely decided based on the collector. I couldn't tell you this version is better than this one, or if this one's better than that one, because they're from 2 totally different eras. One's got more of a beat up feel to it, whereas one looks a little bit cleaner. You get Salacious B. Crumb, which is, he's a fan favorite in select groups, right? We know Salacious Crumb. Or if you're a prequel fan, you also have the battle droid, and you can sort of make a rogue 3PO if you wanted to. This one, I can't say if it's worth the price, but I can give you my opinion on what I would do. Now, I'm not picking up either version of 3PO, I'm going to be honest, but my wife, she's got this version of 3PO from Attack of the Clones on pre-order, but now she's trying to figure out which one she's going to get. But if it were up to me, I would stick with the Attack of the Clones version, and this is why. He's shipping sooner, and I just really love the grit and grime appearance of C-3PO. There's so much character and texture here. I would stick with this one. I like that it's beat up. We got the battle droid portrait, we got the gun. This is more my speed personally, but for $324 and waiting, I'm going to put this in your hands. Let me know down below what you all think. Are you going to pick this one up, or are you going to pass and maybe bide your time a little bit? As always, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. This is Jonathan with Boston Collectors, and we'll catch you next time.